So another really great feature that we've been using in our technical support for Jaltest users now for quite a bit is the manual diagnosis function. So if we get a phone call from a user and they're looking at let's say a Cummins engine, we can go in and actually pull that information without having the vehicle in front of us. So we'll give you an example of a situation. So if you click on manual, we can go through, and if we got a guy working on, let's say, a Cummins X12 engine, I'm going to go in there and actually manually select the X12 engine. So we'll go X series. It should bring up a list of all the X series engines, and then there's a button right here under just under system selection called manual diagnostics, and that will that will narrow down the list a little bit. But we're looking for let's say we've got an ISX or an X12 2350 engine. If I highlight that one, there's that C info button up at the top here. Now the beauty of this is that we're going to get an access to a diagnostic manual for this X12. Initially, there's some information here provided by Jaltest on fault code logic for Cummins engines, examples of how Cummins displays their fault codes. They got an example there, 141. But if I got a guy with a 19, let's say a 1921 fault code, I just simply type that fault code up in the box there, hit enter. And then it's going to bring up information on that specific fault code. Now, remember, I'm not connected to the vehicle. I don't have the vehicle with me. I'm helping troubleshoot over the phone, but at least I got a reference for this particular fault code. So we've got a DPF, differential pressure, moderately severe level of plugging. We've got a torque derate, so I've got the effects of this fault code listed here, and then I've also got access to the component information and then the wiring diagrams as well, which is really helpful if we're walking someone through over the phone. And then I've also got the troubleshooting trees available in the troubleshooting guide here. So as long as I've got that internet connection, I can go through and actually look at what the troubleshooting steps are. So typically on the other end of the phone, the technician would actually already be hooked up. They have the troubleshooting trees in front of them already, so we can help assist by being able to access this manual diagnosis. Now, in a fleet situation or a remote service situation, you may have to get this information when you don't have the vehicle in front of you. So we've got access to these troubleshooting guides here. I can make this a little bit larger. There's a search function, so you can search for certain components or tests in the troubleshooting guide. And here you can see I have all the steps listed for me. So it's got a list of trouble codes to look at before I look at this one, none of which I have. And then on down to step 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. Okay, so it's really helpful to have this manual diagnosis. I don't have to have that truck in front of me. I can actually go in and look at troubleshooting information, wiring diagrams, technical information on any vehicle really without having it in front of me. So really helpful in that Jaltest has added this functionality in the most recent update.